Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. So, you may have seen the video that I did a little while ago where Rachel Reeves, one of her kind of team, Darren Jones, likened Pip to pocket money. Made the analogy that you know, if you give a 16-year-old pocket money, they tell them to go out to work, they'll actually earn money rather than having pocket money, along those lines. Anyway, so Rachel Reeves had to go in front of the Treasury Committee the other day, and literally the first question they asked her was whether she felt that those remarks regarding the pocket money analogy were right. And I think they were looking for her to apologise publicly and on the record. However, as you would imagine from any MP, let alone a Labour MP, she didn't apologise herself directly, but she did say that apologies have been made. So what I'm going to do is going to read you an article where she talks about the analogy itself. I was going to put a clip to the actual video from the Select Committee up on the screen here, but YouTube said no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link down to a YouTube video where you can see the actual video of her talking to the Treasury Committee and basically bluffing her way out of it. But anyway, first of all, let's get to the article. Okay, Rachel Reeves avoids apologising after condemning Treasury Minister for comparing benefits to pocket money, and it said it was clearly not right. Rachel Reeves has declined to personally apologise for comparing benefits to pocket money, despite acknowledging it was not the right analogy when used by Treasury Minister Darren Jones. The comments came during a grilling by the Treasury Select Committee chaired by Dame Meg Hiller. Now, for any of you who haven't seen that or saw my previous video, basically, Reeves claimed that my children and the Chief Secretary's children are too young, but if you have a 16-year-old and you say, you know what, I'm not going to give you so much pocket money, I want you to go out to work. And then the Office of Budget Responsibility does an impact assessment and says that your child's going to be worse off. Well, they're going to be worse off if they don't go and get themselves a Saturday job. So that's basically what she said. Darren Jones said something very similar, but she said this afterwards, and I'm going to show you what she said about that. She said, but if they do get themselves a Saturday job, they'll probably be better off, and they probably might enjoy it as well. Now, that's not the right analogy, but there are lots of people who have a disability that are desperate to work. However, the Chancellor acknowledged to the committee that comparing pocket money to personal independence payment was clearly not right. Reiterating Jones' apology for the tactless remarks, Reeves claimed he had used clumsy language. She also insisted her own comments were different, telling Dame Meg Hiller, I don't think I made the same comments. Well, I think you actually did make very similar comments, if not the same comments that he made. When asked directly by Hillier if she wished to apologise for her comment, Reeves explained that she had been responding to a specific question about Jones's pocket money analogy. So basically she said that that she was asked a specific question and she didn't know about the previous interview that he had done, and that's why she made that analogy, which I think is a complete bull. But anyway, she said it's not a right analogy and apologies have already been made. She attempted to distance herself from the Jones remarks, stating again, I don't think I made the same comments. Well, you did make the same comments. It was very similar comments to what he made, in fact, so I think you probably did know what he had said because it was a very similar comment indeed. Reeves concluded by acknowledging the inappropriateness of the comparison, stating that analogy of comparing pocket money and personal independence payment is clearly not right. So that's basically what happened, and I'm going to leave you a link to the video where you actually hear her talking about it, because she goes into a bit more detail than it says in this article. But basically she distances herself from the remarks, claims that she didn't make the same comments where she did, doesn't apologise to the committee directly. She says that apologies have been made, and that she felt that, and when they said to her, well, does that mean you're apologising for the same comments? And she said, well, I don't think I made the same comments. Well, she did. She just clearly does not want to apologise for saying these things. So you can see that she is just one of those people who doesn't like to admit she's made a mistake. And I think that if she had come out and said that she apologised, okay, a lot of people wouldn't have believed her, but at least it would have been a step in the right direction. People would have at least said, you know, well, at least she apologised, but she doesn't even want to do that. So anyway, let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. As I said, I will leave a link to the video, you can see it in the description and the pinned comment at the top of the comments. Let me know what you think down in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe if you've got this far, and I'll see you next time.